Today, Kayla and I are going to be doing a Stranger Things Season 3 review. So last Thursday was July 4th, and along with all the fireworks and the noise and the food and everything, also came out the third and what we think is the final season of Netflix's original series, Stranger Things. So Stranger Things in its entirety is basically about this group of kids and their parents, basically, who get into a lot of trouble. But before we get any further into the review, be warned, this is a very spoiler-filled review. So if you have not watched Season 3, or if you are looking just for an overview, like, should I watch this? This is not the video for you. No, this is going to be spoiler-filled. So we'll give you a couple of seconds. We'll wait. Okay, on to the rest. So first, we're going to start off with the story/plot with our great notes right here. So, what did you think? It was weird. I mean, so for the past 2 seasons, Will has been like the focal point. First he goes missing, and then there's a monster inside him, so obviously that's the focal point, like he's possessed. But this story, like, 11 is the main, I guess. I mean, not completely, but like the monster is after her. Yeah, it's really, so she's like the Billy, and 11 is kind of like the main people. Yeah. I thought it was great. I liked it. The Russian part kind of was weird to me. What do the Russians have to do with this? But I get it. They were trying to throw something new in there that nobody's ever seen before. So yeah, good job on that. I've never seen that before. Like, if you're watching it and you know how it goes, like, it's more like supernatural stuff, like not from this world. Aliens, like and upside down stuff, and it's not really I mean, it is conspiracy theories, but it's more like scientists, not evil foreign people trying to take over the world. So that was a new element. So I think it kind of went well with the other seasons. Like you said, it kind of had some of that supernatural sci-fi stuff in it, but not a lot. It was more real world. Mm-hmm. And people trying to take over the world, which was interesting. One thing that is very important in a show is, did it keep us watching? So I have a little bit of I don't think it did, because I fell asleep twice. So I have a little bit of a story to tell. So this weekend that we watched it on, we had our friends over to sleep over and binge watch it, which that was so much fun, so thank you for coming over. But we stayed up till 2 a.m. watching, and we got all the way to the 7th episode of the 8 that are there. And it was 2 a.m., and Emma's like, we finished the 7th episode, and Emma's like, okay, we should probably go to sleep now. Yeah. So the fact that I was like, I do not want to end this, I want to finish it, that's a good sign. We actually just finished it a couple hours ago. Okay. On to the acting. We didn't need that. So what was your opinion of the acting? I thought it was pretty good. I was kind of not necessarily worried, but looking forward to seeing if the same chemistry was there, between all the kids from... Because in season 1, they were all like 11, 12, and then now... That's what they look like anyway. The actors are 15, 14, kind of around there. So I was looking forward to seeing if they still had that same, like, more vibe. Older teenagers, I guess. And it did. I was surprised. It was pretty good. Yeah. Of course, it's like a sci-fi thriller sort of thing, I guess that's how it's categorized. So the acting was dramatic. Like, there's long pauses and, like, longing glare. And like grunt-offs. Yeah, and, like, longing stares and awkward moments and, like, dramatic pauses and all of that. One thing I do want to mention is this does not have anything to do with the acting, but their outfits. Their outfits are so cute. I mentioned several times, I was like, I would wear that. I like that. Yeah. I really liked their outfits. I really liked 11's, like, romper thing and Max's purple sweatshirt with, like, the rainbow things and her sheets. Yeah, those were cool, too. And the scrunchies. So this is going to probably be the longest section. The next one is going to be about the characters. So one of my favorite things about the characters was Max, how she kind of came out more. Like, in the 2nd season, she was there, she was good, and she was also a team player, but in this one, she kind of took charge.
She also kind of seemed less mean, like more a part of the group and not like, I don't need your help, but more like, she seemed to grow, I guess. Yeah, a little bit different from her past form. So next is Will.
I felt bad for him throughout the entire season because he was still a little kid. Like, he still wanted to play, well, not little kid, but he still wanted to play D&D, he still wanted to hang out. Yeah. And Mike and, what's his name, Lucas, Dustin wasn't really with them for most of the season, which I found really weird. But Mike and Lucas were like, no, we're not going to do that.
We're gonna
go do something. And whenever they actually did sit down and play, they would make fun of him, and it was really mean. But I felt really bad for him because, I don't want to tell you, but he just totally destroyed
Castle
Byers.
And I was like, he's gonna regret that. He's gonna regret it so much.
It was really sad. I felt bad for him.
I do think, though, that while he was struggling, like he was in the Upside Down and then he was taken over by the monster, all those other kids grew up because they were helping him and they were dealing with, like, the Demogorgon and the Shadow Monster, or the Mind Flayer, or whatever you want to call it. They grew up, and he's like, guys, you left me. So one thing I thought was funny about Will was his spidey sense, how he could know when the monster was near.
He's here, and we're all like, no way.
But, like, wouldn't you think, why would you just sit there and stare? Like, say something, it's gonna kill you.
Yeah, so he's like, the shadow monster, I don't know, is like thumping on the ceiling. He goes, he's here. And we're all like, no. I thought that was lightning.
Going back to Dustin, one of my favorite scenes, it was also in the trailer, is when 11 moves the toys in Dustin's house when he gets home, and all the other kids like sneak in and surprise him.
Yeah,
and
that was good.
Lucas gets a face full of Farrah Fawcett hairspray.
But I was confused because that's pretty much the only scene until episode 7.
Yeah,
when they're all together.
They literally do not talk until episode 7 of 8.
And it's like, it made me kind of frustrated because the whole Stranger Things started off with those 4. Dustin, Mike, Will, and Lucas. I always forget Lucas. So it was kind of confusing,
but it does
for Dustin to be doing something completely different than the other 3.
But it does play into the role. I think one moral, I'm going to use the word moral, but I don't know if that's actually what it is, of the whole story is, no matter what happens, we're all going to like rally back together and be like, we're a party, even though we let 11 and Max in. But we'll all come back together again at the end. So yeah.
Another character that I wanted to talk about was Robin. I think she was pretty cool because I think they mentioned in there somewhere that she was homeschooled for most of her life. And I'm like, yeah, that's a real homeschooler.
And she was a drama kid, and she was in band,
and she spoke 4 different languages, which is cool.
So she's
quadrilingual.
I don't know.
But I just thought she was really cool because she didn't really care about anybody else. She just did what she wanted to do when she wanted to.
Too.
Yeah. I like the sarcasm. It's just me, though.
Also, Emma had a joke. We have to start calling Steve Batman. So it can be
Batman and Robin. Let's talk about the people that died. This is going to be the section where you would click out if you haven't watched the season yet.
Especially the last episode.
This happens on season 8, episode 8. So you won't find out until really later, and the rest of the season won't be worth watching.
If you haven't already been spoiled about the entire thing.
It's bad. So, who died?
Bob.
In season 3.
You asked me who died.
Billy. And Hopper died.
Which is like, why would you do that?
The
entire show just lost half of its following because you killed that guy.
We all thought 11 was gonna die halfway through the last episode, and Kayla and I and our friends agreed, nobody's gonna watch it anymore if 11 dies. You're just gonna be over. Even if you make a season 4, nobody's gonna watch it because 11's not in it. But yeah, so we were kind of surprised when Hopper died because nobody really expected it,
especially at the hands of Joyce.
Usually when that kind of stuff happens, since Hopper's such a main character, you'd kind of see him come out of the dust, and survive. But they never actually showed him die, by the way. They just left.
But they specifically showed a scene where the people who were also in the room that blew up, they disintegrated. So obviously he would have disintegrated as well. One thing I did want to point out though is the bee connection. I think I heard this. I saw this like on the internet and on like podcasts and stuff. So this isn't my idea, but I do think it's a good one. The bee connection. So in the first season, Barb dies, right, at the hands of the Demogorgon. Second season,
Or the claws.
yeah, Bob dies. It's another bee. Dies at the hands of the Demodogs.
That was honestly, that was probably the saddest death.
And the most graphic. And then season 3, Billy dies at the hands of whatever you want to call, like, I'm going to call it the mini shadow monster because it looks like a shadow monster,
I think they
but
called
it's
it
not
the
really.
Mind Flayer.
No, because the Mind Flayer is the big one, remember?
Okay.
Comment down below if you know the actual name of it, but we're just going to call it the monster. We're going to call it the mini Mind Flayer. And he dies. And they all start with B. So I'm wondering if they make a new season, if they introduce
The
another
Duffer
character
Brothers.
with a B, we'll all be like, oh, he's dead.
The Duffer Brothers, I did that.
I wonder if they did it on purpose or if they just happened to do it and they're like, well, why not? Why not just kill Billy? Because it'll just go right into that.
Yeah. So the last thing we're going to talk about, which is best to do now since we're ending the video soon, is the ending of the whole season. I was a little, I guess, surprised on how it ends.
It
You gotta
ends
explain.
basically the buyers plus 11 move. I don't remember where. I
They
think
never mentioned where, they just
Well,
got in a U-Haul. and
in
left.
season 2, Bob was saying how they should move, and I know that they mentioned the location. I just don't know. I just don't remember where. So again, if you know, comment down below.
Yeah, so the buyers moved, and then
Plus,
11 moved with them, I'm guessing, because since Hopper's dead, she doesn't really have anybody to take care of her anymore, so she just kind of went with them. But yeah, it was, I think that was their way of saying, we're not going to make another season, because there's really nothing other than if they go, hey, the buyers are back for Christmas, let's do a Christmas edition. Like,
yeah.
I think that's really the only thing you could do, but they kind of stressed every point. They brought back the monster and then they killed the monster, so what would they do?
Well, one
but,
thing.
But they did
Yeah.
leave the crack.
Yeah, so you know how they stopped the thing was in season 2 they supposedly did like a cut
They
off the
closed the
brain.
gate, yeah.
So they closed the gate and then that killed the Demodogs and yada yada yada, but they left the thing in there, so you know the problem. But anyway, so they closed the gate or they like killed the brain or whatever, and that killed the mini Mind Flayer. But
they specifically showed a healing crack. And I'm thinking if
It's like a
they
yellow
do
glow.
make another season, which I don't think they will, but if they do, they're going to say the crack never healed.
Yeah, and also
Forgive
there's the problem of if we have a mini Mind Flayer, what about the bigger one? And
It
how
is-
are they gonna explain all the people who like melted into that big thing?
Yeah.
How are they gonna explain that? Like another chemical leak?
It's weird. Maybe. Well, they did say Hopper died in a fire, which is not true, by the way. So, we'll find out.
So you know how Mike gets the bear?
Yeah.
I just wanna. That was so 11's like, I can't. That's like me. I can't reach it. Someone comes in. Oh, it's just. So it's a teddy bear, right? And then she walks in to see Joyce, and it's a koala.
And we're like,
Or it's like a koala-ish bear. Like, it looks similar.
so thank you guys for watching our review of Stranger Things 3. We hope you enjoyed it.
Make sure to comment down below whether you have watched this season or not. And if you have, what you thought. Did you agree with our opinions? Did you not? I know we definitely liked it.
And by the way, if you have not seen Stranger Things 3, then you shouldn't be watching this.
Just so
Ow.
you know.
Make sure to like this video if you did, and if you give it a thumbs down, I'm okay with that too.
Just turn it upside down.
It's okay. It's cool too. Hit the subscribe button if you want. Right next to it, there's a bell. Figured it out. Found it. Thanks for helping me. And that'll give you notifications for whenever we post.
So yeah, thank you for watching.
See you next time. Peace. Bye.
Bye.
You understand what we're doing? Oh man, that smells good. Hey strangers. No, I'm starting.
No.
This is going in the bloopers.
Okay, I'm done now.
Are you sure?
I'm not
Are you
gonna do any
completely
coordination.
No. Then we're gonna start, and Mom's gonna go. Squeaker chair over there.
Just Judge Mike.
So to you, did... Actually, we already answered that question.
Mic drop.
So that was right after this was done.
Did you
that
just point at me?
Wouldn't that be funny if a commercial played just like right
Mike gets the bear.